we can make both open and close position chords with each of the inversions of a triad, the root position, the first inversion, and the second inversion. And let's take a look at that. We've already actually looked at the root position. We've seen how we can make a close and an open position chord out of a root position chord. Let's now take a look at the first inversion. And let's just remind ourselves, if we have a first inversion chord, that means that the third of the chord is on the bottom. And we're still dealing with a G major chord here, so we do have the third, which is the B on the bottom. We have the fifth in the middle in this particular chord, and the root on top, which is the G. So we're still dealing with the G major chord. And remember, we use that little symbol, the 6-3 symbol, to remind us of the interval structure of this. We have the third followed by the sixth and the root. And we abbreviate that when we use it in real life. We abbreviate it just as 6. So we sometimes say, think of this as the 6 inversion. So let's see how we can move this first inversion chord around a little bit. It's currently in close position, meaning all of the notes are packed tightly together as they possibly can be. So let me play this for you. We have the B on the bottom, then the D, then the G. So B, D, G. So I'd like to open this up a little bit. And remember, as long as I keep the B, as long as I keep that third in the bottom position, I can open this up in a variety of different ways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by, I'm going to keep the B on the bottom, but I'm going to bring it down here an octave. So I'm going to bring it from up here to down here. Then I'm going to bring this G, the root, I'm going to bring that down an octave as well. And put that here. So that's gone down an octave. This has gone up down an octave. And then I'm going to keep the D exactly where it is. So I still have my root. I still have my third, and it's in the bottom position. And I still have my fifth. I've just opened it up a little bit. I've given some space in between each of those notes. So let's play the original. Here's the close position first inversion chord. Here is one of the open position first inversion chords I can make. And again, notice this is open position because I can fit notes of the chord inside of these intervals here. So between the B and the G, I could theoretically fit a D there. Between the G and the D here, I could fit a B in the middle there. So there's space, there's open space in between those two notes of the triad. Let's do the same thing with the second inversion. Remember, the second inversion is the inversion that has the fifth on the bottom, and the fifth of the G chord is D. So here's the fifth in the bottom position. In the middle position, we have the G, which is the root. I wrote G, but I meant to put the root there. So that G is the root. And the B on top is the third. And this is in close position because all these notes are tightly packed as they can be. So we have the fifth, root, third. Let's open this up a little bit, and I've already sort of sketched out what we're going to do here. I'm also going to bring the bottom note, the fifth, down an octave. Let me put that right here. So I'm going to move this down an octave. And remember, as long as the fifth is on the bottom, we have a second inversion chord. And remember, the second inversion gets this symbol of 6-4 to tell us about the interval structure, the fourth above the root and the sixth above the root. Let's bring also the root down an octave right here. So we'll bring that B down here. And then let's keep the fifth exactly where it is. So we still have a second inversion chord because the fifth is on the bottom. Let me play the close position. Now here to the right is the open position of the second inversion. Notice how much variety we get out of just these three notes. Every single chord I've written on this page only has one G, one B, and one D. But we've been, just by manipulating the notes, just by moving them to different positions, we've been able to create a lot of subtle variety within those same three notes. Let me play all six of the chords that we've created here, just so you can hear them back to back and hear how subtly different they all are. So starting from the left, here is root position close, root position open, first inversion close, first inversion open, second inversion close, second inversion open. Three notes and all that variety. And we haven't even scratched the surface of the many different varieties of open position chords that we could make. We still have lots of different combinations and spacings that we could use for those open position chords, even with just these three notes, G, B, and D.